Welcome to another edition of Career Connect, the show that connects you to your future. I'm very excited to share my guest today. I'd like to introduce you to Shirley from the Independent Institute of Education and Tando, recent matriculant. Ladies, before we get going, do you want to just give us a bit of background about yourselves?
Yes, sure. Thank you, Ronan. I'm Shirley Ferndale. As you said, I'm from the Independent Institute of Education. I'm the registrar. Now, we have got about 94 qualifications that we offer, and we offer it through our brands. Our brands are Rosebank College, Varsity College, Design School Southern Africa, and Varsity College. So my job is to ensure that we remain compliant.
Wow, that's amazing. Should we address you as registrar?
No, today it's just Shirley.
Cool.
I'm Tando Zwane. I stay in Alberton. I'm matriculated in Alberton High, and I'm recently taking a gap year.
What made you choose a gap year?
I chose to not rush my decision, because once you rush your decision, you start wasting time, and once you're not sure, it's better to not stick with a career that you won't enjoy for the rest of your life.
Do you have a career in mind?
Actually, I do have two. I have accounting and actuarial sciences in mind.
Shirley, when you hear this, what's going through your mind?
Come to us. We've got what you want to study, and we are accredited with SAICA.
Yes. I have been to one of your institutions, Varsity College. They told me about the CIMA and the SAICA. Told me it's an internationally recognized qualification, and I did actually consider it. Yeah.
So the whole background of today's conversation is really, how do you assess a university or college to make sure, A, that the designation is a fit for you as a student, but also to see that it's legit. I think we read a lot about at the moment that there's bogus colleges out there, and how do you know that you're spending that hard-earned cash on the right institution? So, how would you answer that?
Yeah, Ronan, I would say it's very easy for a student to check whether an institution is legitimate. Why? Because the private higher education industry, and we are very regulated. So you will be able to be given the registration certificate. So basically all private higher education institutions, we must be registered with the Department of Higher Education and Training. So I would urge students, before you register with an institution, ask for the registration certificate. On that certificate, you will see the qualifications that they can offer, but also where they can offer it. Now, it's very important that you check the campus that you want to attend. That BCom accounting, is it registered for that campus? Because the department had found that institutions are registered, but not necessarily that specific qualification at a specific institute. If you're unsure, because we have had incidences where these certificates are faked, you can go to the department's website, www.dhet.gov.za. They've actually got the list there of all the registered private higher education institutions, and they've listed all the bogus institutions. Wow. So you can actually check them.
So Tanda, were you aware of that?
No, I wasn't. Actually, she just put my mind at ease, because I was insecure about the qualification, the IIE qualification. I've heard from a lot of people that it's difficult to get a job with that qualification.
For what reason?
I don't know. I think it's not recognized, or I don't know, maybe they're just ignorant.
Yeah, I would say it's ignorance, definitely, because the publics as well as us, we go through the same accreditation process. So the qualification, our quality is the same as the quality you'll get, and it's definitely ignorance. But as you can say, you can check. But the one thing that you must be aware, so the Independent Institute of Education is the registered provider, right? But if you want to go study at Varsity College, you won't see Varsity College on the register, but you will see the Sandton address. So sometimes when our learners go to other institutions, they look for Varsity College, right? But quality, the same, go through the same accreditation process.
So what are you considering? Why did you choose a gap year?
I chose a gap year because I think, my family members they are supportive of it. First of all, they suggested because they don't want me to go into the wrong route. They don't want me to end up hating my job, like complaining about my job, saying it's too stressful and all those things.
Trudy, did you take a gap year?
No, I straight from university, did my BSc in education, finished up, went on to teach, did my B.Ed part-time, and I think it's good to keep going while you're still fresh and before you actually start a family. So I finished my master's degree in education whilst I was still working.
It's still the one thing that I really regret is not taking that gap year, because I think there are so many benefits. It's experiencing other cultures, other countries, languages, and also you get to experience yourself.
Yeah.
And often you make better decisions. The more you know yourself, the better your decisions will be.
Yeah, depending on your circumstances and whether you need to help the family out with finances and so on.
Yeah, whether it's a luxury or whether it's not.
It's difficult to decide between the two because some people, they want you to rather step in right into school while you're still in that, mode. So it's difficult to choose between a gap year or to just go straight into it. Because you're also scared of making mistakes. You also don't want to disappoint your parents, yourself at the end of the day.
Why are we scared of making mistakes?
Mistakes are there to learn from.
Yeah, true.
Just maybe it's got a cost implication and it can set you back several ways.
But most young people that we speak to, there is this thing that I'm too afraid to try something in case I make a mistake. But then what do you actually lose by not trying?
I think most people are scared. For instance, my brother, he also he did accounting, but then he didn't really enjoy it. So and he went to a private. So the thing my parents are complaining about is money and wasting time. So I think that's why I also, decided to just take a gap year because I'm also on the fence about it.
So how are you going to make your mind up?
I'm gonna try to go to different places and try new things. Take short courses. That's the reason why I went to varsity college, to also maybe take short courses to see, just to get the gist of finance, to see if I should take finance or professional accounting. So I think short courses are the way. They could be the way for you to find out what you like.
Do you think your school did a good job in helping you navigate this phase of your life?
I think they did because in grade 11 and grade 12, institutions like Varsity College and UJ do come over and they brief you on the course that you want to do, and they also make you leave your cell phone number in case you want to know more about the course or if you want a one-on-one interview with them. Especially Varsity College, there's career guidance, so it makes it better for you to know what you're getting yourself into. Yeah.
And how do you and your friends do further research on other institutions? Because these institutions came to you. Yeah. How do you do research on other institutions?
I think because we all have brothers and sisters, and most of our brothers and sisters know each other. We have older brothers and sisters. So they also help in advising you to do search in different places for different courses and what you should do. Just take your time because, they know more. They've been through more than we have. And they also know about varsities and which varsities we should go to.
So Shirley, it sounds like you're going to have to start learning how to market to brothers and sisters.
Word of mouth, yes. We do have the open days where we invite the parents as well.
Great. We'll be back after the break. We've got lots coming up.
I just need to check that they're accredited, that they're actually legit. Also want to check that their fees are affordable. I want to make sure that they offer what I want, and also that it's like a friendly environment to be in.
Well, everything is done online now, so if they've got a good website, you check it out. But at the same time, you never know. A website can be deceptive. People can make websites and create fake websites and all this kind of stuff, so you don't know.
So basically, I'll actually Google about it, ask around, and obviously ask my parents about it. And yeah, and if people have graduated from there, I'll ask their experience and how it is at on campus.
I think how much their fees cost versus how many people actually attend. I think what it is they offer also will make me think twice. And the things that they request, like I need to check that very carefully, and just like word of mouth, like if someone says don't, then I wouldn't, and if I haven't heard about them, then I wouldn't.
I think the first thing to check for is probably to find out if other people have been there. So to talk to people, see if they've got any people that have come from there, and ask them about, if it exists or not.
I have, especially in CBD in Johannesburg, it's the worst feeling ever. It actually drains your soul because you want to do so much for yourself and you want to get education, and yeah, there's just people playing with your hearts and stuff, but yeah.
If they've already paid and everything, then I think that they can take it the legal route. I think that a whole lot of legal implications can be brought into place. Also, social media is a big thing now, so if they vent it out on social media, a lot can be done. Even if nobody else wants to help them, a lot can be done via social media. So yeah.
That's the worst, because it takes so many steps. You have to go the legal wise to get your money back and stuff. So what you have to do as an individual, I think you should report it and just listen to what the legal team says. Yeah.
We're back and we've got so much to chat about. We've been receiving questions during the break. We know that we're touching on things that are really of huge importance, and you've got a lot more going on in your mind on how to make choices around choosing the right university or college. We'll go back to our initial topic around how do you know if you're bogus, and Shirley, what are the horror stories that you're seeing out there?
And at the end of the day, people lose their money, their hard-earned money, and that is really sad. And it really sets the student back, because now, even if that institution has issued a certificate, it's fake. It won't be recognized by an employer. You can't study further and get credit for that qualification. But there are institutions that say you can get a degree in 15 days. I mean, if it doesn't sound right, I would urge the students to really check it out. Yeah.
And tell me, Tando, what are you seeing as a result of fees must fall? Has there been a difference in either universities getting back to you or your friends, a change in behavior towards going to a public institution? What are you and your friends considering?
I mean, it's difficult because most of my friends didn't get into universities because the fees must fall, and some of them have gotten really good marks. But some of my friends, on the other hand, have went to private institutions like Monash because they don't really want to go through that anxious, waiting, and they don't even know if they're gonna get in or if they're gonna go to school that year. So it's been really difficult.
So it seems like students want that certainty, they want security, and clearly fees must fall is not good for business in the public institutions.
Absolutely not.
So when a student is considering around the IIE and the underlying colleges, what are they actually getting? What is that designation about?
It's really about quality. Now, if we compare public university to a private higher education, first of all, I said we go through the same accreditation process. That means that the student should be able to articulate, say the student finished a degree, to go and study further at a public institution. So, yeah.
I wanted to know more about changing schools.
Yes. So I've had cases where students, they come to us for the first year. Now they will want to go to UJ after that. Now, in our education system, we've got what we call the National Qualifications Framework, and that really allows for articulation from one institution to another institution, from one qualification. So what the institution will do, they will ask for the details of what you study, your academic transcript. They will then compare those modules with what they are offering, and they will give you credit. So you might have started with the first year with us, and then you'll be able to articulate into the second year in another institution. That is all because we've got this National Qualifications Framework.
So it's all about the ability to swap, and they're creating a like for like scenario where whatever you studied, we're going to see what they could give credit for at their institution. But you still look like you've got a question.
I just wanted to touch on after you finish your degree, do you help people get jobs by helping them with their CVs?
Absolutely. I think if I can mention one of our colleges, Rosebank College, they've got a specific program, the Graduate Empowerment Program, because as you said, it's about getting your foot into the door. And what we found is that students need that soft skills. You need to be able to win that employer over in your interview. So we do it for free. And since 2012 that we have established that program, we've placed about 3,000 graduates. So yes, not just at Rosebank College, we've got career centers at our other colleges as well, but we focus big on preparing the student for the world of work. But if I can just also add to that, our curriculum has got a workplace component. So we give the students the opportunity to try what they've learned in a work scenario. So it's built into our curriculum. So that should prepare also the student for the workplace.
So you're ready to sign up?
Yes.
And if you've got any complaints for us, I'm the registrar and I will deal with your complaint. We do listen to the students.
What are you finding at this time of year around registration? Are you dealing mainly with the parents or with the students themselves?
It's the students and the parents, because the parents want to know what they're putting their money, what is the money going to give the student. And we do invite the parents to the open days. We take the parents through the whole qualification. So at the moment it's a buzz. We do online registration. Now the role of the registrar is that the registration happen at campus level. If there are any queries, they escalate it to me and we will see whether the student has met the qualifications. What is, you are going to China, yes, right? And we also get a lot of international students coming to us from Zambia, Zimbabwe and so on. So what the students must do, and I'm sure that is what you also need to do, is to make sure that your qualification that you got here is recognized on that side for equivalence, right? So, then you need to get your study visa and all those legal things that you need to.
How easy is it to get a study visa to study in South Africa?
I think it's quite a process. When the new regulations came in, the immigration regulations, you need to have proof of, I've got medical aid, there must have been police clearance, etc. But you work through your embassy and you work through the campus. So the first thing that you need to send your qualifications through to the institute. We check then whether you were able to meet the admission requirements. After that, in this case, you go to either SACWA or you go to University of South Africans that will give you that equivalence. So I think after, what is important, you need to do it long before the time, because these processes take up to 3 months to finish. So, yeah.
Okay. And then I also wanted to know, between the SAICA and the CIMA, which one is more internationally recognized?
SAICA is a credible professional body, right? And they offer the BCom accounting and so on. But so is CIMA as well. And CIMA is an international institute. And we also have got arrangements with CIMA, so that some of the modules that you've done in your BCom is recognized towards a CIMA qualification if you want to study further here or abroad. Yes. But qualifications generally, when we develop it, we compare it to international qualifications so that it shouldn't be difficult for a student to go from South Africa to another country.
Yeah, and I guess, so SAICA offers the CASA designation and CIMA other, and it's always to see the underlying modules, to see does that suit the direction that you want to take.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, and also when you go to an institute, they've got what we call a fact sheet, all the information about that qualification. If it's a good institution, they will state, with this qualification, you'll be able to become X, Y, Z. Yes.
True, yes, true. I agree with what she's saying. They have explained everything and given me pamphlets to tell me this is what I'll be achieving in the first year, second year, etc.
So I found it fascinating. I did not know that some of your institutions offer the work readiness as well as the job placement. I knew there was career advice. Is that used as
Cutting edge, really. And the lady who is heading that program at Rosebank College, Lillian Sibasuso, she was actually recognized by the government for her efforts. Yeah. I mean, we need to help our youth to get out there into employing.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult these days because the only way you get into most workplaces is with connections. So,
is that true?
Yeah, I would say certain people have still got power and connections and so on, but it's about how you're really going to sell yourself. So you need to be able to get your
it's
foot
just
into the
difficult for
door.
other people that are really good at their job, you know, to get in because their place has been taken by someone who's just gotten in there because of connections.
Well, what you can do is to develop like a portfolio of evidence so that when you go for the interview, you can, I've worked there as an intern, etc. And that will also help you.
And it's great that they also help you with your CV.
Well, and you didn't realize you just helped us with the topic of our next show. We started with bogus colleges and how to choose a college. The next thing we've got to look at is, do you need influence to get a job, or can you just buy your way into the position that you need? I don't want to miss that show, nor should you. It's the Career Connect. We'll see you next time.